play kickball most likely. So
I'm sorry for your loss.
I might go out and play some basketball. Maybe. Sherm, get ready for me.
Please don't hurt yourself.
Jessica, I never do.
Don't say that. I once upon a time would say I never hurt myself.
But you hurt
never. I hurt myself.
Yeah, you hurt yourself all the time. You would be lying.
That's true.
That's why you keep hurting yourself. You be tempting the gods.
You might be onto something.
Yeah, no.
I am a member of the Memphis Grizzlies organization, so I am tempting the gods at every
Don't
turn.
put that on this organization. Don't put you on this organization. This
I'm
organization has its own
the last
baggage.
5 years, I am one of the injured members.
You came in here injury prone, did you not?
I would not call myself injury prone. I think that's rude.
How many times have you had major injuries before you got here?
4.
Jessica, that's injury prone.
I don't think that's it. 4 in 33 years?
That's injury prone as an athlete?
So. I don't think so.
Yes.
They're spaced out. Injury prone is every year.
Okay.
Now you have me. Now I'm saying this, and now I'm like the do factor, and it's all gonna be your fault.
Sure, blame the black guy. What was the song?
Oh, stop it. Oh, the song was great. It's All Over from Dreamgirls. Do you know that one?
It's what?
It's All Over from Dreamgirls, where it's like, Effie, Curtis was supposed to love me. Curtis was supposed to love me.
That's right before.
It's like the fight song between Effie and, I can't think of it, Beyonce's character in the movie.
And then it goes from that to I Am Telling.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was all one song. I didn't know those were two.
It's like the intro into.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because it's like a fight song between, it's not between the 3 girls because the other one's like told to stay out of it. It's a great dramatic song.
So I did not had no interest in seeing that movie. I'm working in a movie theater though, and I noticed that at a certain point in the movie, everybody is losing their mind inside the theater, screaming, hollering, and clapping. So I was like, okay, I need to see what this is about. And just poke my head in, because you're supposed to walk in and stand there so people can see you if they got questions or something. So I go in there, and I watch that scene. So the start with that song, and then whatever the other song is right after it. It's like, oh, holy hell, I got to see this movie. It was incredible. Jennifer Hudson. Oh, my gosh.
What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, October 7th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, Grizzlies preseason game number 1 is in the books. We will get into the highs. We will get into the lows as they fell to the Pistons last night here at FedEx Forum. Mike Wallace will join us. He was on the radio broadcast with me last night. We had a crazy end to Monday Night Football with another wildly dumb touchdown, but Trevor Lawrence and the Jags getting it done. We'll wrap up NFL Week 5, some TV Tuesday. Taylor Swift was on Jimmy Fallon and gave the real reason she's not doing the Super Bowl. SNL premiere was this weekend. We'll get into what we are watching. It is Tuesday. You know what we say. Duval. I have like a rap.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz! Let's go!
Oh, John Morant just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Morant digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Jaron Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaron, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope your week got off to a better start than the Grizzlies preseason did last night as they fell to the Pistons here at FedEx Forum. It was lovely to be back at FedEx Forum, see some friendly faces. It was less lovely watching the Grizzlies fall apart, but of course, everyone has been very measured and very rational, and everybody has remembered that there should never be any sweeping, definitive, declarative opinions that shall be formed about a team in one preseason game. It doesn't exist. I didn't see it.
Oh, because I'm looking at one. I'm looking at one right now that simply says, "We suck."
Our chat question of the day, if you're joining us live, is how are you feeling about the Grizzlies after one preseason game? And the right answer, I don't want to feed people the answers, but I'm being a teacher that's feeding the answer.
There's no
the
right
correct answer is wake me when the regular season starts. That is the most correct answer.
There's no right answer. All of them are
the
correct
exact
if that's
same
how
as
you
game
feel.
one. I would give also partial credit to. A little concerned, but overall good. I would actually give partial credit to that too. And then Ja injured. I'm panicking, dog. Let's start there because that was actually the most important thing that happened yesterday, the Ja Morant injury news. And I found out early afternoon, as we all did at the same time when we see the notifications start to roll in, that Ja Morant had sprained his ankle in Sunday practice for the Grizzlies and is considered week to week. I am guilty of reacting like most of you because when I saw this, I think I audibly sighed and said, "What the blankety blank?" And it was just that feeling of, oh, no, not again. And collective with all of the injury happenings with Jaren and Zach Edey and Brandon Clark going into the season. And to be fair, looking back on it, I realize now, we never got a Grizzlies PR email. That feels like a win. That feels like an important thing. We got the news from, you saw Chris Harrington there, saw it from Drew Hill, saw it from Michael Cole, but we never got an official Grizzlies PR injury update, as you would normally get with concerning injuries on the Grizzlies' behalf. And then Tomas Iisalo was asked about it pregame last night, and he was ultimately asked if Ja would be ready for opening night, and Iisalo kind of smiled, and then he said he's week to week. And I'm going to interpret the smile as, yeah, he's week to week, but is it week to week because it's the preseason? And if it was the regular season, it would be more like a day-to-day kind of a situation. I would speculate, reckless speculation, of course. I know nothing that this is a good old-fashioned case of we are not risking our, at times, injury-prone superstar point guard during the preseason, and thus we will see him when the regular season begins. Because Ja Morant was at the game last night. He was not in a boot, which appears to be great news. He was walking around. He was up and down. He was supporting his teammates. He was out on the court afterwards, talking to people, saying goodbye. So I think that is overall a positive note for the Memphis Grizzlies. I know we are all susceptible to having very dramatic reactions to Grizzlies-related injury news, but I think we can chill. We can at least take a breath for now, until we know more, until later, TBD. That brings us to the Grizzlies' first preseason game. I recognized it was a preseason game, CJ, when I saw the Pistons get a technical foul for having 4 players on the court. You ever seen that before?
Yeah.
Happy preseason.
Yeah. High school, middle school.
Yeah. Happy preseason.
What do you guys do?
When did you realize it was a Grizzlies preseason game? That's when you realized it was a preseason game. I see.
Come on, man.
Well, here, then I'll give you the spark notes. And
don't give me. You're not talking to me. Talk to the people, because Eric is adamant that he gets his Grizzlies fix right now.
I'll give everyone the spark notes.
Well, no, give them like the full version.
Well, the spark notes have to be the full version. You have to pass the test. You have to know what happened.
No.
But you don't need to know ins and outs and in-betweens.
I don't need to pass the test. I'm fine failing the Grizzlies preseason test. That's okay.
Here's how you can.
I failed much bigger tests.
Here's how you can summarize last night. Detroit was playing with guys who took them to the playoffs last year, and the Grizzlies were playing without their 3 most important players. And that ultimately went about as you would expect it to go. And I will now definitively call Zach Edey the Grizzlies' 3rd most important player. We had this conversation throughout the offseason. It's Ja Morant, it's Jaren Jackson Jr., and I will say, with my whole chest, Zach Edey, 3rd most important player on this team, because without Zach Edey, the rebounding for the Grizzlies is going to be rough and tough and ugly. And we saw a glimpse of that last night. If his return could be mid-November instead of late November, and certainly not early December, that would be really great, because rim protection and rebounding without Zach Edey, without Jaren Jackson Jr., and Jaren Jackson Jr. doesn't add infinite rebounds to the mix, but Zach Edey as a rebounder is a crucial part of this Grizzlies vision, and without those two, this is going to be a challenge. So need Jaren to be alive for opening night, need Zach Edey to come back as soon as possible. Jock Landale and Santi Aldama led the Grizzlies in their rebounding efforts last night. They both had 7, but collectively, this team was out-rebounded 55-38. Not great.
How many offensive did they give up?
This
preseason, it done.
It matters from a trend standpoint. They gave up 16.
Okay, that's going to be.
But ultimately, the Pistons shot 70% in the second quarter.
Well, yeah, when there's not when there's not a rim protector,
rebounds to give up.
Dudes are going to go to the rim. If there's no Jaren and no Edey, they're going to go to the rim.
And the second the Pistons realize that is exactly what they did. Cade Cunningham was awesome.
Yeah,
last night, 20 points in 19 minutes.
Think about some of these bigger guards, bigger wing players who can get to the rim and finish over length and size, like Jaren and Edey. Now, think what they'll be able to do without said length and size back there as rim protectors. So it's not just a rebounding thing. It's also, hey, defensively, what can we do with neither of those there? Again, there's a chance, small one, I think, and others think, but a chance that there's no Jaren for a couple of games to start this season. So you would be without your 3 best centers.
Yes.
Jaren, Edey, Brandon Clark, and Jaren.
Yes.
Like that, there's no team who can survive that
and
type of stuff.
I thought Jock Landale showed some good flashes. I think he could be an effective big off the bench. Right? They bring Jock Landale in and ultimately go away from someone like a Jay Huff, because you want a little bit more of the typical bruisier center. And Jock Landale he hit a couple threes last night, but he has those characteristics that you're looking for. But in the interim, it is not the same as having Zach Edey and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Brandon Clark on the court for this Grizzlies group. Also, not having Ja Morant. This offense is built on Ja Morant's ability to get into the paint, and you saw a Grizzlies team take 49 threes last night. They made their first 8. The first quarter was great. I had a blast watching the first quarter of the Grizzlies' first preseason game, as they were 8 of 8 from 3. The defensive energy was turned all the way up. At one point, Jalen Wells hit his first 3 that he took, and the next thing you know, he's picking up Cade full court, and I'm like, ooh, we're so back, and they forced 7 turnovers early. And then the Grizzlies also ended up eventually turning it over 20 times, and the offense got stagnant. And Thomas Iisalo, after the game, said that they were anti-John Wooden because he was using the John Wooden quote, be quick but don't hurry. He was like, well, we were anti-John Wooden because we were fast and hurried, and that did not work for the Grizzlies last night. That does lead me to my number one positive, because you got to find the positives of the preseason, and there were legitimate positives last night. Ty Jerome was great. Ty Jerome was really, really good. And when Ty Jerome and the starters as a whole were in, good things happened for this team. I was really impressed by Ty Jerome's ability to create for himself, to create for his teammates. He looked really confident in going one-on-one. He was the only person out there who looked really confident going one-on-one. Pistons did not have Jalen Duren last night, and you saw Ty Jerome take advantage of that. He got to his floater a few times, goes up over Isaiah Stewart, who's like 2 inches shorter than Jalen Duren, taking advantage of that. Ty Jerome, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He walked into a deep three. Mostly, it just feels like a notable takeaway from preseason game 1 that Ty Jerome, who was in as a starter last night, but who will presumably be your backup point guard, is a true blue ball handler. He can serve as a backup point guard effectively for this team, and for a team that at times deals with the absence of their star point guard in John Morant, that feels really important. And you see why Ty Jerome felt as if this was a system that fit well for him, and he sought out the opportunity of coming to play for the Grizzlies. Between him and Kenny Caldwell-Pope, we are calling him Kenny Caldwell-Pope, according to Mike Wallace. KCP, not his favorite nickname, so he's going by Kenny. And he fired up his first three, and immediately you think, that looks like Denver Kenny Caldwell-Pope, not Orlando Kenny Caldwell-Pope. And that would be a very good thing for the Grizzlies as well. If you don't just get the defensive big wing abilities of Pope, but also more of a offensive focused player, someone who's not afraid to shoot the basketball. The Grizzlies were plus 20 when Kenny Caldwell-Pope and Ty Jerome were on the court last night. They were negative 800,000,001 when they were not. That is the exact mathematics. The reserves struggled. The reserves struggled greatly in a preseason basketball game.
How many of those reserves are going to be asked to play and produce? Because it's preseason. You know, like this is the time for reserves to be put
to get minutes,
in,
to
get minutes, be
get
put
the pecking
in,
order figured out.
Get pecking order figured out, sure, but get some experience and to have them play in roles that they might have to play in really, really dire situations. So how much of the reserves, how many of them are actually going to be asked to play and contribute significantly to this team?
Let's go through the list.
Let's do it.
PJ Hall, two-way. Early on, might be called upon based on the front court limitations for this team. Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. really struggled last night. Really struggled. I know plus minus does not always tell the tale of a game, but Scottie Pippen Jr. being a minus 30 was pretty indicative of how it felt when he was running the offense last night. Now, that is by no means an indicator for how Scottie Pippen Jr. will be the rest of the season. It is preseason game 1. I will say it over and over and over again. But the fact of the matter was he struggled last night. And being that true backup point guard, that's why when we saw the minutes shared between Ja and Scottie, the best version of Scottie Pippen Jr. last year was when he was on the court with John Morant. So he'll continue to play. Omax Prosper, 0 for 6 last night, never found his shot. John Conchar. If John Conchar is, I feel like we say this every season, if you're relying on meaningful regular minutes from John Conchar, you are deep into the bench at that point in your season, and things have gone awry injury-wise for the Grizzlies. Vince Williams Jr., he was 10 points last night. 10 points. 2 of 5.
But how did it?
2 of 4. His shot looked, I actually thought Vince's shot looked better. It looked smoother than what it looked like at the end of last season.
I think preseason, I don't want to get into stat watching.
Not stat watching,
but just from
looks.
From a feel. That right there, from a looks, feel
I felt
standpoint.
better about Vince Williams Jr. last night than I did at points in last season.
All right.
Cedric Coward.
Okay.
Had a very, 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 very bad game. Cedric Coward will tell you. You want to know what Cedric Coward looked like? Someone who hasn't played basketball
in a year,
in months and months and months, and someone who only played 6 games at Washington State last season. I think everyone needs to check themselves, myself included, and not put the expectations on Cedric Coward so early in his rookie career. Listen, we were all
We were all.
Many of us.
There we go. Come on now.
Some of us.
Many. You
a
can say
smattering
many.
of us.
Many. It's many.
I think it's
Many Grizzlies fans.
Many Grizzlies fans read the pre-draft profile comparing Cedric Coward, where some executive anonymously said he had the likes of Kobe, he had the likes of Michael Jordan, and that is a crazy comparison to put on someone who has never played an NBA game and played 6 games at Washington State last year.
Then people were like, well, listen, we know it's crazy to compare him to those two.
So let's do Kawhi. Let's just jump straight to Kawhi.
Man. Like, what are we doing?
I will say, when you look at him, though,
you look at him,
then you hear him talk. He looks the part. He sounds the part. Let me say this. He looks the part in warm-ups. He looks the part standing on the court. He's got the big, broad shoulders. He's got the wingspan. And ultimately, it was not a great night for him, especially with his shot. But I don't even really care about his shot. He missed some defensive assignments. He was late and then picked up some cheapo fouls. There was a sequence at the end of the first half where he gave Scottie Pippen Jr. the ball like 1 foot away from the half-court line, and it was just a bad spot to put your point guard in that place. And then just moments later, he ended up he fouled one of the Pistons guys and sends him to the free throw line with like 4 seconds left in the first half. And it was just back-to-back, this is your first NBA, quote, NBA action mixed with your first in-game action in, almost a year. It makes sense that it looks like this. There is plenty of room for growth for Cedric Coward. One of my favorite moments last night was Morant pulled him aside during the game and was giving in-game coaching, which I thought was effective. And Tomas Iisalo spoke about him afterwards as well in terms of it was a bad game. We can all acknowledge it. It's preseason game 1. You move on from there. Gigi Jackson, defensively still some sketchy moments from Gigi last night.
Okay,
but it got to the basket well.
What is, because
Gigi Jackson?
Now it's time. Because
time?
The game's starting on the 22nd. What is his role on this team?
That's what we are figuring out.
Still.
We
are still.
I think it's up to him to prove.
Figuring out
I think this preseason might be the most important for Gigi Jackson.
Okay. So we don't know what the role is for Gigi.
Mike's in studio.
All
right, let's take a quick break. Mike Wallace just walked in studio. He was on the radio call with me and Eric Hasseltine last night. He will join us. We'll continue this call.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Tomas Iisalo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Jeff Dunham. You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, Morant just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball!
Jerome with a rejection.
Give me that!
Morant digs at it, knocks it away.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX 901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Jerome Jackson has a message for y'all. Jerome, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like, all right.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Mike Wallace is senior editor at Grind City Media. He's also a contributor to the Memphis Grizzlies radio broadcast, where he was with me last night as we watched the Grizzlies fall to the Pistons. Mike, it started so fun.
Yeah.
And then it was not. But at the end of the day, it is a preseason game. So the result doesn't matter. What mattered to you from last night?
What mattered to me most and what resonated most to me was that, Ty Jerome is going to fit.
Yep.
Like, he is going to fit. He played his game no matter who else was on the court with him. And that's encouraging to see because there are going to be lineups where, he may end up starting alongside Ja Morant, or he can be that other ball handler behind him. I think he also takes a little bit of pressure with the full team available. He's going to take some pressure off Scottie Pippen. So when Scottie gets in those moments where he's trying to do too much, getting out over his skis a little bit, you have another reliable veteran who's been there in those big moments. So I think he's going to calibrate that ball handling, playmaking rotation in a way that we haven't seen with the Grizzlies since it was Ja Morant and Tyus Jones in that situation. So I like that. I take that away, and I know everything else can be addressed and cleaned up from there.
I think when all is said and done at the end of the season, and again, it's October 7th. We're like 180 days away from the end of the regular season, where we will ultimately know what this Grizzlies team is. We'll know before then, but in terms of how it all shakes out. We will be evaluating were the additions of everyone collectively, but Ty Jerome and Kenny Caldwell-Pope specifically, will that outweigh losing Desmond Bane? And I am never going to sit here and say that either of those two individually are a better player than Desmond Bane, but can they collectively systematically operate as two important pieces that ultimately elevate the team of the Grizzlies more than the individual elevation of Desmond Bane? And it was one preseason game, but what I saw were two veteran players who know how to play steady, smart basketball and make winning plays.
That's a great assessment, Jess. I never really thought about it in that level of a vacuum because essentially, yes, you've traded Desmond Bane and you ended up what you ended up with, the collection of what you ended up with. And you can also add Cedric Coward's upside to that, too, because that draft pick kind of was part of that deal in a way that allowed the Grizzlies to trade up from where they were to where they ended up needing to be to get Cedric. But just looking at those two veterans, I would say yes, because I think they give you more of a complete player than what Desmond Bane did. I don't think either one of them gives you as much upside production as Dez has. So from that standpoint, you get better ball handling and you get a better defender in the two of them together. And they look like they were ready. Like, those two guys started in the backcourt against a Detroit Pistons team that started 4 of their 5 regular starters that were in the playoffs last year. And Kenny Caldwell-Pope and Ty Jerome look like they were ready. So now you just have to, extrapolate that and say, okay, when Ja, Jaren, and Zach Edey get back, how is this going to look? And what I don't want to do is continue to have to hope that and imagine that. I need to see that, which was encouraging while you see like some of these guys already in the NBA, veterans are out there playing preseason game number 1, and I need the Grizzlies to get to that point. I can't take this for granted anymore.
Right. And with the news yesterday that Ja Morant is week to week.
Yeah.
We do not know, so I'm not saying this is fact. I would not expect to see him in the preseason, which means that we will be operating in those early weeks of the season, and we won't see Zach Edey until November at the earliest. But in terms of getting Ja and Jaren on the court and seeing how this works with those two, the preseason will bleed into
the
regular season. And that's just a fact of the matter because this is all new. Tomas Iisalo is new. Ty Jerome and Kenny Caldwell-Pope are new. Yes, like last night, the fact that Santi Aldama is the only rotational player from the Grizzlies front court last season who was on the court last night is a testament to what they're having to tinker with. And I am really curious your take on the front court and more specifically the role of the big man in this Tomas Iisalo offense. We saw it run through Jock Landell last night, some minutes from PJ Hall as well. But take out the individual player first and just what you see the big in Tomas Isalo's system is what?
Is a screen setter, a rebounder, and a release option if you have to take a wide open three. And we saw all three of the bigs that played last night put themselves in position to do that. We also saw them go extremely small. There were some lineups where Omax Prosper was playing center, and he's 6'7", 6'8", right, from that standpoint. Or G.G. Jackson was at the 5. And I don't think those lineups are anything you want to have a lot of. You could do that in the preseason. You know,
it's one of those things, if you're seeing this in the regular season, something has gone wrong.
Something's terribly wrong. But what you have to ask yourself now is, if you're Zach Kleiman, if you're the front office, how long do we want to gamble on this? How long can we allow this to take place knowing, you know, you can't fall 5, 6, 7 games behind the top of the pack in the West and expect to keep up. There's just too many good teams. Like, even teams that aren't expected to do much are going to be better because they're going for it. Like, even though, you know, people are, with the exception of Utah.
Yes.
Everyone except Utah is actually trying to do something in the postseason, right?
You are individuals.
Yeah, that's it. And so it's not going to be easy. All of a sudden now that, you know, again, even if Ja is week to week, I expect him to be ready for the start of the regular season.
Right.
But he's still going to have to get back into that level of conditioning. And when Ja comes back, he's already Ja.
Right. And I love reading tea leaves, and Ja posted the picture of him and Jaren, like, smiling on the bench on his Instagram story. And it could just be a picture, or it could be a hee-hee, ha-ha, I can't wait for opening night when we go out there. And that's what the hope is.
But as much as I love those guys, and as much as I respect everything they do,
you wish you could see them in the preseason.
I don't need to see that. Like, the joke's not on us anymore. It's on you all. Because at the end of the day, this team, the foundation of this franchise for now and the next 5 years rests on Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Zach Kleiman for going all in on what these guys are right now and saying, okay, this is what we have, this is what we're going to do. I can't give you the benefit of the doubt anymore. And I understand fans wanting to say, all right, man, enough's enough. Let's see what you guys are and what you got.
The other guys.
Yeah.
Because that's what was crystal clear last night. Starters started out great. Build up a 21-point lead. They're hitting threes. Things are rolling. And then the reserves come in and things start to fall apart. The wheels come off the wagon. But when it comes to which players you foresee a path towards meaningful minutes for this Grizzlies team, I will go down the list.
Okay.
One after another.
Okay.
PJ Hall.
No.
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yes.
Omax Prosper.
Possibly.
John Conchar.
No.
Vince Williams.
No.
Cedric Coward.
In progress.
Not yet.
Not yet, yes.
G.G. Jackson.
Unfortunately not.
Cam Spencer.
No.
Okay, let's go back to G.G. Jackson because he will continue to be.
No, injuries will allow these guys to play in the preseason.
This is in a perfect world.
Right. You're talking about in the regular season rotation.
What the rotation looks like.
Right.
G.G. and popularity points don't win basketball games. But that man got on the court last night, and that was the loudest. Shout out to the dedicated Grizzlies fans who were at FedEx Forum for preseason game 1.
Yeah.
He gets the loudest applause. I think collectively, if you asked almost anyone, myself included, we are rooting for G.G. Jackson.
Of course.
He is still 20 years old as well. So there is still runway ahead for G.G. What would he have to do, in your eyes, to earn a yes from the question of, does he play minutes in this rotation?
You know what? This is now 2 different head coaches now that when they were presented the opportunity to feature G.G. in a prominent role, so far, neither one of them has said, all right, he's the guy. They did it because the injury, you know, historically bad injury season 2 years ago, and he blossomed in that role. But there's something that because to me, size, 6'9", he's still growing, his body looks great. We know what he can do offensively. There was an opportunity last night to either start him or make him like the 6th man off the bench. He was an extended reserve. in that rotation last night. That doesn't mean that he won't start the next game. He could start tomorrow night, right? Just to kind of mix it up. But I think there's something that the coaching staff is still waiting on, a light they're still waiting on to come on with GG. And talent-wise, I know he's got it. But in terms of the mix and what they want to see him do everywhere else in this game, he's still got some ways to go. I hope he gets there. You're right. I'm rooting for him just like I'm rooting for all these guys.
Right.
But in a perfect world, I just can't see majority of those guys in a regular rotation where Tuomas Iisalo is going to be counting on guys beyond the top 6 or 7 that he's going to play this year.
Everybody's pulling for these people. Everybody is. I understand that GG is 20. This is year 3. So,
yeah. And the good thing about GG, here's what I will say. I want him to work out. I love seeing him. I love having him around. I love talking to him. And he's a good player. But he's still young enough to where if this doesn't work out here, he still has a runway in front of him. And if it's somewhere else, it's going to be somewhere else. But it's a very, very thin opportunity now for him to take advantage.
Okay, let's go back to some of the starters from last night. Jalen Wells struggled a bit. He started strong.
Great.
The release on that first 3, and immediately back to the picking up the best player on the court. The best player on the court last night was Cade Cunningham. How good can Cade Cunningham be? Top 5?
Ooh, he can produce at that level.
Crazy,
no, it's not crazy. It's not crazy because when you see where they were 2 years ago and then to what, like they had the best turnaround in NBA history, tripled their winning percentage, their wins. And the only thing that's missing from Cade is that he just has to get to his availability to an elite level. Like we have to see him for 75 games.
What does that sound? Sounds familiar.
It does. But the thing is that he has all the tools. He just has to be able to show it every single night. But Jalen Wells.
Back to Jalen Wells. Yes. In terms of the best case scenario for the Grizzlies and Jalen Wells this season would be after you saw especially how Ty Jerome looked last night, and you brought it up. He could play on ball, he can play off ball. I did think there was some level of Jalen Wells plays more comfortably, and this is normal for a young player in the league, with players that he's already played with. So there is chemistry building occurring with those two as well. That should increase. That's what the preseason is for, right? Yeah. So how do you foresee the continuation of year 2 of Jalen Wells?
Because he's going to be relied upon to be that almost that head of the snake defensively. I think it's just so compelling. And see, here's the thing: Ryan Saunders was brought in, to be sort of the defensive coordinator. So it's Ryan Saunders and Darnell Lazare, who was here before, and now he's back in as a frontline assistant coach. Those are the defensive coordinators, the defensive staff, and the thought and the idea of having Kenny Caldwell-Pope, Jalen Wells, and Jaren Jackson Jr. on this court together defensively gives you length, versatility, experience, and it's just going to put your offensive guys, and you put those 3 out there with the Ja Morant, Zach Edey pick and roll, you're as balanced as you're going to get, right? That's just fantastic. And then you bring Jerome in, from that standpoint to sort of be that 6th man, that sub. That's what they're thinking about defensively. And as long as Jalen Wells can defend at that level, his body is stronger now. He's been through the league once, so he's not going to fall for the ticky-tack stuff that gets him in foul trouble. I think he has a pathway to solidify that starting small forward role. I know Ty Jerome and Ja Morant, and Kenny on the wings make for a better, more explosive offensive group. But I do like the idea of keeping Jalen Wells in that
from the defensive standpoint. Other preseason action from last night. The preseason does not matter, but I found 3 things that I want to ask you, Mike Wallace.
Okay. All right.
Did they move you? Number 1, Cooper Flagg. Did you see any of the Cooper Flagg highlights from last night?
Yes.
Cooper Flagg, one of the, I cannot in good faith call a highlight a premier highlight from a preseason game. But the highlight that goes viral is he has a nice block on one end and feeds out to Anthony Davis for a dunk. And ultimately, Cooper Flagg ends, there it is, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and that block. Does it move you to see that performance from Cooper Flagg and evaluate what the Dallas Mavericks are with him in the mix?
I think he's perfectly situated in that team. They couldn't have recovered from the controversial trade of Luka Doncic any better than they did. And I also think as long as he keeps his head on straight and continues to be a professional, I like D'Angelo Russell in that role because he's a guy that can score 20 on one night. He can get you 10 assists on another night. He's going to hit big shots. He's not afraid of the moment. He can run the offense. He can control things. But he also takes some of the pressure of ball handling and playmaking off Cooper Flag that allows him just to play between Anthony Davis, Derek Lively. Like, he's perfectly positioned to be successful. And, yes, that did move me because Dallas is going to be one of those scary teams that because they have length, because they defend so well, and because they have MVP caliber leader in Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, man, they could be scary. But I love Cooper in that situation.
Okay, next up, as you mentioned, a lot of big names playing last night.
Yeah.
One of them being best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. Did you see the pass?
I didn't see the pass.
Check out this pass, Mike Wallace.
He did it again. Oh, he did it again. He did it
to
again.
Cam Johnson in the corner. Shout out Cam Johnson.
Please tell me he made that shot.
Now I'm realizing that video cut off. I just assumed that he did. I have it extended here. No, he missed it.
Oh,
but we're not going to talk about
that's why the video.
Just like the guy.
Jacob stopped it.
That's
so
why the video cuts off.
Oh well, I have the extended one here in front
of me too.
If
he made the shot, the video would kept going. Yeah.
Did that pass from Jokic move you?
Absolutely. That's just like the one he did in the Euro Cup, where the same thing and the guy missed it too.
He doesn't even need to see now. Jokic can just put on a blindfold and say, "I'm still doing this."
I have to admit that I misjudged Jokic after they won that championship. I thought he was just going to go and gain 30 pounds and just walk off to the sunset and go, raise his horses back
which is
over
probably
in his
what he
hometown.
would prefer.
But he's come back better and better and better. And Denver, I said Dallas is the scariest team in terms of unknowns. Denver is the most solid Western Conference team outside of OKC right now. And if he's committed to playing like that and passing like that, phenomenal.
And last but not least, from the preseason action side of things, Victor Oladipo was back on a basketball court last night. We last saw Victor Oladipo here in Memphis. He was on the Grizzlies roster. He was waived in 2024, but last night he was playing for the, please forgive my pronunciation, Guangzhou Loon Lions.
Oh, the Chinese basketball
The Chinese
league.
basketball league team. They were playing against the San Antonio Spurs. And Victor Oladipo had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Do you think Victor Oladipo could make his way back to the NBA?
I think he can. I think he could do it. I mean, I like, the fact that he's been a survivor. He's had multiple knee issues. The last one, I didn't think he was going to make it back from. So the fact that he's out there. Now, granted, I've seen guys that were marginal NBA players, barely on the roster, go over there and average 30. Right. I've seen Michael Beasley.
Kenny Lofton Jr. was CBL Player of the Year, wasn't he?
He was one of those guys. Beasley did it. Kenny Lofton did it. Marshawn Brooks went over there and did it big.
Which Brooks?
I know which Brooks. But it's good to see him back and ending his career at this chapter on his terms. So that was great. That was great to see. And then it's also good to see in that same clip we saw images of Victor Wembanyama. So both Victors were on the floor back there, and they looked good.
Terrifying. He had a block last night that shook the backboard, and you're like, it's not supposed to ricochet like that off of a normal backboard.
I know. All teams that you asked me about,
are all in
Dallas,
the Western Conference.
Denver, and 2 of them are in your division.
Yes.
Right?
Division. Not just in your conference, in your division.
So, yes, yes.
Last but not least, before I let you go today, LeBron James is making the second decision later today, coming at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Central Time.
Okay.
Within minutes of him posting the video yesterday, alluding to the second decision, many people connected dots that today is Amazon Prime Day. LeBron James has a big deal with Amazon. LeBron James teased a Prime Day something or other in a video with Amazon earlier. Now that post had the hashtag ad, and LeBron does always use his hashtags very blatantly.
Yes.
Is this just another reminder that everything is an ad now?
Or
is there any universe where you think this is a legitimate decision too?
No, I don't think this is a legitimate decision too. And as someone who was wrapped up in the decision one, this time I'm not getting late night texts, right, and all that kind of stuff. I was in the middle of that other decision, man, and it was the most incredible, exhilarating, exhausting night of my life in July of 2010 when he did it the first time. And as a joke, once he signed with Miami and ended up in Miami midway through that season, I got that same shirt tailored, the one that he made. I got the tailor that he used to tailor me the same one, and I wore it in the locker room. And it was funny as hell the way that played out. But bottom line is that I think this is all about LeBron James maximizing his market and then maybe taking the next step. I think this is probably closer to what's going to be like the Tom Brady when he alluded to, I'm going to take a deal with this team, and after I'm done playing, I'm going to sign a $300 billion contract to be a part of the broadcast family with Amazon. I don't know that to be true.
Or a part of NBA Europe, or a part of future NBA expansion team, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
The chat is speculating about what LeBron James is announcing. Somebody said, there are a couple here I want to get through. Somebody said he's announcing he likes big butts and he cannot lie. Somebody else said that he's announcing he's going to do a remake of Mo Money, the Wayne's movie. Remember that movie?
That was unfortunately. Yeah.
What you mean unfortunately? Mike, that's a classic.
Yeah,
Stacey Dash, both Wayne. Was Damon in that?
I remember.
That was Damon and Marlon. Marlon. That's a great movie, Mike. Stop it. No, sir. There'll be no more money slander on these airwaves.
That's going to be straight to BET Plus.
Do they have a plus?
No, they don't. Probably so.
Not yet.
Maybe it's called like Super BET? Fist? Got you.
Someone did point out that today is National Taco Day. I didn't double check that,
Taco Tuesday,
but it is Taco Tuesday, so maybe we've got something with that too. I do think.
What do you think? Yeah.
Well, I hate it.
I don't hate it. That's just part of what it is.
What I hate now is everything is an ad. We are constantly being sold. This is me getting on my soapbox. We are constantly in a state of the algorithm and things trying to hook. True story, and you'll appreciate this because it involves you, or you won't appreciate it because it's really creepy. Last night on the radio broadcast, we're promoting the Brandy and Monica concert coming to FedEx Forum, and the ad read is something like, let's throw it back to 1997, and you and Eric Hasseltine were like, Jessica, were you even born in 1997? And I was like, yes, I was 5 years old, clearly. But what I said was, and I loved the Brandy Cinderella. I grew up on the Brandy Cinderella. And then we talked about Moesha and whatever. So I'm unwinding after the game last night, scrolling through a couple TikToks before I go to bed. I had 4 Brandy-related Cinderella TikToks. And it's not like my TikTok is normally feeding me. I mean, I get a lot of Broadway musical content, but like specifically songs from the Brandy Cinderella Disney movie.
How?
Because we talked about it on the radio. I hate it here.
You got to turn that off. You got to tell TikTok they can't hear you. But if TikTok can't hear you, then they won't record your voice when you make TikTok.
Tough.
So
it's an endless cycle. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is.
But that's where watching the LeBron James thing yesterday pop off too. We all make jokes about the decision now, but it was a real thing, and it was an iconic moment in his career, and now we just everything is used for an ad. Everything, always. And we're always being sold, and it just bothers me. So he can go do an ad for Amazon, whatever, it's Prime Day. And I'm sure now I'll get an ad for the Brandy Cinderella movie on Prime if they want to send me like an old VHS of it. I don't think you can even get that.
It all loops back. That's true. That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing. But it's good to see that, like, I know how much that first decision, the backlash of it, kind of ate at him and hurt him, because that was really the first time in his life that he was ever totally criticized to that degree.
That's true.
Right. Other than the Hummer gate and the Jersey gate when he was in high school. Right? Like, so they came after him for that one, but he had an army around him that was going to protect him, and he had the governor come out and say, leave LeBron alone, right? But that was like what that did to him, and then for him 15 years later to be able to make fun of it, it's more him, self-deprecating in this. So, LeBron can do what LeBron wants to do at that point. He won't sucker me. Like, I'm not moving to LA no matter what. I'm not changing my life this time based on his decision, right? So I don't expect a call from ESPN.
That's good to know.
We got huddle stuff to talk about. Mike, you better not leave us. Alabama State, Jackson State.
we got work to do.
We got work to do around here. Biggest misstep of his career is the decision, right? I can't think of another one.
No, I don't think that's the biggest misstep, because in his what I'm going to say 23-year-old mind, he checked off the boxes that made sense to him. All right, I'm going to make my decision. I'm going to show that the owner of the Cavaliers and the NBA isn't in control of my career. I have a professional team around me, and I'm going to do this for the Boys and Girls Club. And I'm going to create my own network of who I want to interview. Like, he took control of the media at a time when no one else was doing it. But did that open him up for the most backlash? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Biggest backlash of his career.
Sure.
I guess that's you're right. That's
backlash, and became a butt of a joke in some way, shape, or form with the decision. I mean, people parodied it.
And it was only because I think it was because of where he went. Had he done the decision and went back to Cleveland, it would have just been, hey, all right, it is what it is. Right. Had he gone to New York, it would have been looked at differently. But because of the fact, I'm not saying it was Miami, but it was just because he left his hometown market and went to the glamour market, which was the easiest team he could have gone to get to a championship. Right. I think that all happened and all led to it.
My point in asking was, if that's it, if that's the thing he's gotten the most backlash for.
That's a good point.
Like, what a man, what a career. Because we've seen others, great and good and rotation, have much more damning things go on in their lives.
Never a major scandal, never didn't go through publicly bad divorces, whether it's business or personal relationships. He and Savannah have been together since they were high school sweethearts. And then he's raised 3 now remarkable young kids who are achieving, right? Like, it's funny to see Bryce at Arizona now, like out there actually balling, man. And like I said, when he won his MVP in Miami in 2011, 2012, like, Bronny was 5 or 6, and he was jumping up on the stage, and Bryce, he was telling Bryce, don't jump, because Bryce was too young and too little to try to do it. He was going to get hurt. And now you look at these guys, and I'm like, wow, man, these little kids are like grown men, balling now. So, no, LeBron has had a remarkable run. He's made some missteps, and he's kind of misjudged some things. I think he got a little bit too deeply political without having the research done in a couple of different areas, but that's no different from, if those are the worst things we could say about LeBron, like you said, CJ, he's done a remarkable thing, man. He's a role model for sure.
I guess maybe face of Amazon.
Maybe like getting up and posting the video of him getting up and leaving when that Drake song came on. You remember that last summer?
Oh yeah.
He got up and left when Drake
came
on?
So they were at like an establishment and a Drake song comes on. And they make sure, he always makes sure the camera's on. He made sure to get the camera rolling. He's like, all right, everybody, come on, let's get up and leave. And he and Savannah and the whole crew just walked on out of the establishment.
That is funny, man. That is funny, because I remember, like, I thought that they were tight at one point. So maybe
that's
it was
Mike, that was the whole point of What Did I Miss?
Yeah, that's
was Drake crying because he's no longer friends with LeBron after getting LeBron's face tattooed on him.
That was funny, man. That's funny. I totally missed that because I thought they were tight, but yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense because 6 degrees of separation, obviously, LeBron and Jay-Z and all of those things. And Jay-Z is over top of the Super Bowl decisions, and they decided not to go.
Later.
Yeah. So it's funny how that works out.
All right, Mike. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back. You're not on Wednesday's game.
No. Lang Whitaker is going to be on with you guys Wednesday, and EP makes his preseason debut on Saturday.
I get all 3 radio analysts in the first week. Grizzlies, Celtics, Wednesday. Be sure to get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Mike, we'll catch up with you later. You can read his latest up at GrindCityMedia.com. We will take a break. We'll come back. Monday Night Football last night had a wild end and a myriad of emotions and plays and success rate for Trevor Lawrence, but the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Kansas City Chiefs. What it all means coming out of Week 5, plus the real reason Taylor Swift turned down the Super Bowl. We'll get into it after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 Or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, John Morant just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Morant digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brandon Clark.
On that rim!
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like, all right.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Thomas Iisalo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back, welcome back. While we were here watching Grizzlies Pistons last night in some NBA preseason action, Monday Night Football was taking place between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Jags win 31-28. First win for them over the Chiefs since 2009. And for Trevor Lawrence, it was a roller coaster of a performance, capped off by another one of the stupidest touchdowns you will ever see. How we had 2 of the stupidest touchdowns you've ever seen in the NFL in 2 days is a testament to us being in an odd place. But there's Trevor Lawrence getting down and getting back up again. It is a Hansen touchdown. He got knocked down and he got up again.
That's not Hansen.
Oh, yeah.
Hansen is
That's Chumbawamba. Oh,
That's
no, I mixed up my, oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
What is wrong? How do you confuse Chumbawamba and Hansen? Is it Chumbawamba?
I don't think I ever really learned how to pronounce the name.
It's Tub Thumping.
Tub Thumping.
It's Tub Thumping.
Why did I call it Chumbawamba?
No, the song is Tub Thumping.
Oh, right.
I think the group is Chumbawamba.
Tub.
Yeah.
Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba, yeah. They're not Hansen. Hansen
definitively not Hansen. Even
when they aren't words, you're getting the lyrics wrong.
Yeah. We're seeing a beautiful noise out at the Orpheum tonight. Are you coming?
No.
You missed the tickets?
No.
Oh, you're just not coming?
I'm just not coming.
Fine. We're seeing a beautiful noise, and I think I've made it very clear my stance on the song Sweet Caroline on this show. It is my least favorite song of all time.
Wait, is that the person who sings it?
Yeah, it's the Neil Diamond musical, so I'm going to have to hear Sweet Caroline. And Chris was trying to lead me in the song last night, and all I got for him was bop, 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 bop. Back to the game. Back to Trevor Lawrence. That was an insane game-winning touchdown and should not have been a game-winning touchdown, but the Chiefs' defense, as CJ pointed out, stopped. They just stopped, and they looked like they were letting Trevor Lawrence score. That man was on the ground, sprang back up, ran in the end zone. He said it was sheer panic on the ground, which I imagine it to be.
Jones is just standing there. It's like, hey, put somebody on top of him. But like, again, look at Jones. He's just standing. He's just standing. He's like, oh no. I understand. I will say this though. The quarterback goes down on the ground in that moment. If I belly flop on top of him, immediate penalty. So I understand as a defender saying, oh, he's down. Somebody just touch him so we get him down and we don't have to deal with the penalty portion of it. But it's also the fourth quarter, under a minute left in the game. Go in there with malice in your heart and hit him. Like, go in there with the plan of, he's not moving an inch off of this ground. But yeah, so that's how they won. The Jaguars having a really good season also.
Their defense has been really good, especially good at forcing turnovers.
The Cowboys a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Remember how good the Cowboys were forcing turnovers? I think the Jaguars, 14 turnovers so far this season. Before last night, they only had one. But before last night, they were averaging 3 turnovers a game. Now it's just under 3 turnovers a game. And that's just like anybody forcing 3 turnovers a game in the NFL is going to be good. The Titans start forcing 3 turnovers a game, they'll be good.
They will put Cam Ward and the Titans offense in enough positions where it's really hard to mess it up. You still can, but it's really hard to mess it up. And to Trevor Lawrence's credit, he balanced some really boneheaded plays last night with some really good plays last night. At the beginning of that game, early on, he ended up, he got flagged for that illegal forward pass.
Oh, yeah.
Early.
Well, that just happened.
And then the next drive, they got all the way to the 1, and then he dove over the pile for the touchdown.
That was 4th and 1.
Yeah, it was 4th and 1.
Like, what is he going to do?
I guess boneheaded.
Are they boneheaded, push?
Right, that's a Will Levis word.
Yeah.
So, like, not boneheaded, but just mistakes.
Simple
mistakes that would sometimes lead to a lost football game. And in the case of last night, the Jags were able to ultimately win. And the Chiefs now, the difference of the Chiefs this year versus last year when it comes to one-score games, I thought I sent myself the stat, and now I'm realizing I did not. But they're 0-3 this year in one-score games. Every game, and last year, remember, they won almost all of them. It was like, how did the Chiefs, they did it again. How did they do it again? This year, they're not coming out with the wins in those situations.
I think in part because that defense.
The defense is not the same.
It's not. Going back to 2022, the Chiefs' defense has given up. We talk a lot about them offensively, and rightfully so, because Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. But that defense has been what has led to them winning a bunch of games and winning a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They got 1 Super Bowl since 2022, right? If I remember correctly. They've allowed 30-plus points 5 times since 2022, and I do believe it's happened twice this year. And
It's the last 2 weeks. It's the Ravens last week and the Jags last night.
The Chiefs defense, they didn't give up 30 to the Ravens.
Oh, no, sorry.
So it might only be once.
Only one
it might be only once this season.
They beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
They
beat 40 to 17 or something like that. So it's happened once this year. That game is a game the Chiefs win, going back to the point. The Chiefs put up 28 points. They get the last score. Now defense just get a stop and give it up to Trevor Lawrence in that contest. He was making plays.
Getting back up.
He got up and made that play, but that pass he had down the sideline. Nice. Trevor Lawrence's ability to run. I'm surprised they don't use him more as a
He was their leading rusher last night.
50-plus yards on the ground, running a couple of rushing touchdowns as well. If they needed a first down, he could run for it. He did run for it last night. He had a really good game, and you need somebody to make plays for you if you're going to beat the Chiefs. And last night, Trevor Lawrence showed that he could do that.
The Jags are 4-1. We talked about all the 4-1 teams yesterday. To recap, Bills, Jags, Colts. So 2 4-1 teams in the AFC South.
What a loaded division.
What a division.
What a division.
Eagles, Lions, Bucks, and Niners. Which 4-1 team surprises you the most?
Oh, man.
One of the AFC Souths.
Colts.
Yeah, the Colts. And the resurgence of Daniel Jones.
You could tell me, if you had told me at the start of the year, hey, there'll be 1 4-1 team in the AFC South, who will it be? I would immediately have said the Texans, and they say, okay, give me the second one, the Jaguars, right? Like, it's not, I can see a world where the Jaguars, I could have seen a world where the Jaguars were good enough to be 4-1 through 5 games. There's nothing. It's happening right now. and I know what's happening right now. I know the Colts are 4-1. I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. I don't believe Daniel Jones, of all people, is having a bit of a resurgence, is looking like the Daniel Jones who got the Giants to the playoffs a couple of years ago. That's something that I still can't grasp fully. And I don't fully
Speaking of
believe
a defense
it.
that's been a turnover-generating machine, Jonathan Taylor has
back,
been
man, if you can
Offensive Player of the Year levels.
If you can force turnovers at large enough rates, it makes up for pretty inadequate play. It just does. Now, somebody in the chat, I forget who, pointed out that the Titans got about 5 turnovers against the Broncos and still lost. But you do it enough, damn it, you'll
that's
win.
the Titans.
Yeah, you do it enough. If you're the Raiders, Titans, Jets, if you average about 3 turnovers per game forced and aren't turning the ball over, like you're going to be pretty good. That game, I think, flipped when the pick 6 happened. And it was a great
Talk about a momentum changer.
It was a great play. That play reminded me of like Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu lining up out of position and then sprinting back into position. Now, the difference is those two would do that at the opponent's 20 and sprint back 50 yards and then get the interception. But this one happening in the red zone, and it changed momentum entirely. The Chiefs are going down to score, make it 21-14, and it's not looking like the Jaguars have any real answer for this Chiefs offense as Patrick Mahomes is carving them up both with his arm and his legs. And then, boom, that interception happens like, oh, here we go. Now let's see how everybody's playing.
Longest touchdown by a linebacker in NFL regular season history.
Yeah.
99 yards.
Devin Lloyd is having a hell of a season.
Yeah.
I think he's got 4 turnovers on his own. And my favorite part is coming right here about the 20. Look, everybody's tired. The people chasing him tired. He's tired. Like everybody's just stumbling over
We're
themselves.
all tired.
But also, he tucked that damn tater and got into the end zone before he dropped it. So keep that in mind. People running down the field, scoring touchdowns and whatnot.
Did you see that? Why can't I think of the Cardinals coach's name off the top of my head? He apologized yesterday. Jonathan Gannon.
For what?
Apologized to DeMarcado for his reaction because the video went viral of him just losing his mind, as he should have.
What is he
Because,
apologizing
again, I
for?
said yesterday,
Yeah, I saw the
punishment
video.
needs to be worse for players to drop the ball because we cannot continue to have this happen. But he said he woke up feeling bad about it. He said he himself had actually not seen the video, but he felt bad about how he had acted to DeMarcado. I think it was just a matter of you wake up the next day. This is your player. You know, he wasn't as mad the next morning, although I would have still been steam out the ears the next morning on that situation. You're just standing there.
You know,
it's not your level. I thought it was a sweet moment, but you
there's
are
no way in
not
hell,
built for the sweet moment.
No way in hell I'm apologizing to my player after he does that. Right? It's the equivalent of.
And DeMarcado he's my player. He's my fantasy football running back.
Well, that's why you feel that way.
I just need him to still get touches. If we're being completely honest.
No, he's still going to get touches. I'm not going to move him down on the depth chart because of that. But although
Caleb Johnson had that boneheaded move for the Steelers week 1, and my guy hasn't gotten a whole lot of opportunities since. But he's a rookie.
At least a little bit, though. At least let him fear like, oh, he's probably going to move me on the depth chart. I can't be doing that again. But it's like if a kid of yours takes the car without permission and then wrecks it and totals it, like I would think. I don't want to say hope, but I would think you would curse that little twerp out and then waking up the next day like, you know what? I overreacted.
No, you want to know what I would say the next day?
Oh.
I would say, well, yes, the car is just a thing. I am grateful that you are okay. But in the future, I need to make sure that you are okay. So please do not steal cars and wreck and total the car.
You know what I would do? I would silently just watch that mother bleeper.
I know you would.
Just stare, just loom over
Staring
him
down.
or her constantly. Like, yeah, no, we are still not good. Get out of here. You fumbled the ball on a score, on a score.
Yard.
You did all of the work. You did all of it.
We were
believing in you. We all believed in you. Gosh.
All right.
I've never felt more like Tyra Banks in my life.
We were all rooting for you.
Oh, is it rooting? I thought it was believing.
I think it's all. It's a great rant. in drafting rants if we had not been
Sports
stuck
focus?
to sports. It's one of the all-timers.
What was the dude from Celebrity Fit Club? The military guy. Is it Harvey? I think it's Harvey.
What was his? Yes.
Harvey had one with Screech where it was like,
yes, I know exactly. Yeah, Harvey Walden. Harvey Walden.
What's his name?
Screech.
What's Screech?
Dustin Diamond.
Diamond.
Yes.
I almost said Hoffman. I was like, no, that's a different guy.
No, he's a real actor. No offense, Dustin Diamond. I think R.I.P. Dustin Diamond.
I'm pretty sure he died.
He died, yes.
But it was like, yo, if you don't get him out of here, he might die before his time. He might die on this show, not 15 years later.
All right, speaking of shows, we'll take a quick break. TV Tuesday on the other side. Taylor Swift was on Jimmy Fallon last night, and she finally gave the real reason from her mouth on why she is not doing the Super Bowl halftime show, on why she made a mockery of Swiftie Jessica Benson, who predicted that she would be the halftime Super Bowl performer. I get messages every day now of people saying, "This aged well. You were wrong. Guess you didn't know what you thought you." Yeah, I never knew. It was just a guess. And I'm not. I'm a half Swiftie. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. I'll let you know why she's not doing the halftime show. The actual halftime show performer did SNL this weekend. Did you watch it, CJ?
Yeah, I watched it.
Amazing. We'll talk about that, what we're watching on TV after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. MJ, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at natebargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like,
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Thomas Iisalo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back, welcome back. Time for a little TV Tuesday. Taylor Swift was on TV last night. She was on the Jimmy Fallon show, her 7th time in her career going on Jimmy Fallon, and she talked about why she didn't do the Super Bowl. Making us wrong. It's fine. I'm over it. I just thought maybe we'd get invited if she actually did the
Making
Super Bowl.
us.
Yeah, you're connected.
Okay.
You're right there in that clip. Actually, no, you're not. Roser was.
Exactly.
Fine, making me wrong. But anyway, they did a little bit where Jimmy Fallon was going through various rumors and reports, and Taylor Swift was either saying if they were true or not. And when he asked her about the report that she turned down the Super Bowl because the NFL wouldn't give her the rights to her performance footage, here is exactly what she said. Taylor Swift, as to why she did not do the Super Bowl, said, "No. We're always able to tell Jay-Z the truth, which is that, like, I am in love with a guy who does that sport on the actual field. Like, that is violent chess. That is gladiators without swords. That is dangerous. The whole season, I am locked in on what that man is doing on the field. Can you imagine if, like, he's out there every single week, like, putting his life on the line, doing this very dangerous, very high-pressure, high-intensity sport, and I'm like, I wonder what my choreo should be." And this has nothing to do with Travis. He would love for me to do it. I'm just too locked in. Headline, Taylor Swift not doing Super Bowl halftime show because she's too locked in to the NFL season where her fiance puts his life on the line every week because they are gladiators without swords. I appreciate this very dramatic, but not entirely wrong answer. Like, football is incredibly dangerous. It is one of the most dangerous things we normalize, and that is coming from someone who sits on their couch and watches 10 hours of football on Saturday, followed by 10 hours of football on Sunday, and it's supplemented by football on Thursday and football on Monday and Maction on Tuesday. But it is a really violent and dangerous sport. Now, I understand where people get lost in the putting his life on the line, but he's putting his legs on the line, and he's putting his brain on the line. And if you're putting your brain on your line, are you putting your life on the line? Kinda.
How quickly we just forget Damar Hamlin was laying lifeless.
I thought he was dead.
Yes, it's a dangerous sport, and I completely understand what she's saying here.
Yes.
I didn't think about it until she said it, but yeah, it would be hard because in that moment, something happens to Kelsey. Let's say he goes down with an ACL, Achilles, shoulder, something like that takes him out. In that moment, his family is around him. That is your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
That is your future husband. That is the man who you told us puts the long and schlong. You're going out there and you need to take care of that and be there for that. You want to make sure that is okay. So if that goes down, I don't know if you guys ever talk to women, but talk to a woman about what it would be like to lose that type of player on their team. They're all distraught about it. They all are. There's no way you can ask her to go out there and perform after with all that's running through her mind. Is Travis going to be okay? What does taking care of him look like? Am I still going to have my back broken in? Like, what's happening here?
You were out of control on that one song. She thinks it's so funny. A double entendre. I don't know if you get the double entendre of what... My mom texted me yesterday and asked if you were going to get sent to HR because of the comments you made that you have now duplicated 2 days in a row.
I have a PIP meeting. What can I say? We got to get out of here.
Tuesday, another PIP meeting. Anyway, what did I say yesterday? The same exact thing that you just said. I
just came up with the long part.
I genuinely believe that is a conversation that Taylor Swift has had with herself and with family and friends and with Travis Kelce. And then you get the people who say, well, that's implying that the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Not necessarily. You could also have a situation where at any point in the season, if some sort of catastrophic injury were to happen to Travis Kelce, you want to know what Taylor Swift might not want to be putting her focus on? Doing a performance for the league that he plays in that then had her fiance in a situation where he is having to recover from something tough. And you never want to think worst case scenario, but when you're planning something as big and as calculated and as multi-layered involving so many people as the Super Bowl halftime show, from somebody who is an anxiety queen and an overthinker and an overplanner and a worst case scenario layer outer, I get not wanting to flirt with the very small but very real potential of something bad happening to your fiance. Or he's in the actual game, and imagine it happens in the first half, and then you're asked to go on stage at halftime, and that is the last thing that you want to be doing in your life.
Or in just putting it on her, like take it off of Travis for just a moment. Let's say he does get to the Super Bowl, nothing bad happens. But he's in the locker room. He's not going to be there to take part in this major milestone also. So there's that component to this as well. I don't think that she said that, but think about it. This is one of the, as a musician, this is one of the biggest things in anybody's career that they do. And I would assume that you'd want family members around. I would assume you want people that you love and care for, and people who love you and care for you. You'd want them to be around and able to fully participate in that moment. Because what good is a moment of great achievement without the joy of the people that you love? So yeah, her explaining it makes sense. Also, if the NFL had given her the rights to the damn show, she'd probably be doing it.
I agree.
Right, like that. That's
she's not hooked up to a lie
that
detector
part.
test.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to like ruin people's bubble, but just because a celebrity goes on a late night talk show does not mean
really
that they speak 100% truth to all words.
Get out of here.
And that things are not calculated ahead of time. It's not like Jimmy Fallon sprung the bit on her. She knew it was going to be something that was asked. This is what they came up with. And I think there is probably truth to it. I'm not trying to say that she's out here lying. I think there is also a truth where if she were to get paid for a Super Bowl halftime show, or if she were to get the rights to a Super Bowl halftime performance, perhaps those conversations would have moved a little bit further. Still might not have done it. Still might have come to the conclusion that because of this, because of the risk, it's not something she's interested in until Travis is done playing. But if the dollar spoke, my girl loves dollars. I don't mean that negative. I love dollars too.
You don't get to be a billionaire by disliking them.
She put out another version of the album.
Wait, what? Already?
It's a track-by-track version where every track has an intro done by her.
No.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
My mom went and saw the movie. She said it was really good.
Okay.
People were kind of mad because I shrunk it down to a music video. I said people were just getting suckered into giving their money for a music video.
It's 30 minutes long, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes through the entire album, and it pulls the curtain back and goes through each one. And if that's your thing, sure. And my mom brought up a great point.
I want to hear it. I love Miss Sharon.
Because I dismissed it, I'll be honest.
Okay.
She said, think about the people like her who could not afford to go to the Eras Tour, who cannot afford to go to a Taylor Swift concert. And now Taylor Swift has said that she's not planning to tour anytime soon because my girl's tired. She needs a break. She should take the break. She's got a wedding to plan. It's not a break. So for people who cannot see her, these opportunities to go to a movie theater and see on a big screen provide some semblance of connectivity to an artist that they really like. And I was like, okay. But at the end of the day, she's also making an ungodly amount of money. She could put it in the movie theater for free.
If she wants, she's got $1 billion. How many more
she
dollars?
She could pay out the movie theater. She could save the movie theaters.
How many dollars do you need? You got $1 billion of them.
You have
so
billions.
she could have, but whatever. It's
that's
not again. Not here to yuck the young. Not here to take the philosophical stance that I tend to do. Just Taylor Swift doing the Super Bowl, not happening. And for a multitude of reasons, and the reason she came up with is a pretty good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay, well, I'll leave it there.
And
no,
she could have called him any other tree. Weeping Willow.
Can you imagine if your woman wrote a song about you?
Like that's a breakup song.
And the metaphor she
Willow?
used is, I do a spruce.
A spruce?
Like a Christmas tree.
No. What's the worst? Weeping Willow's got to be the worst tree to be compared to. As a dude. In the attachment that comes with dudes, right?
A weeping willow implies sadness.
It implies a level of flaccidity that a lot of other trees don't.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can pick almost any other tree.
She could have called him a sycamore. There's something about being a redwood.
No, she just wanted to use the word wood. She wanted to, that's all she wanted to do.
Do you know how big redwoods are? That's the biggest tree.
Do you know how big sycamores are? Have you seen Pocahontas?
Which one is bigger?
How high are the sycamore trees? I think sycamore trees are higher.
Stop it. What was that line? What was the line? How high
are the sycamores?
Do the sycamores grow? Lord, sweet
if we
baby
cut them
black
down,
Jesus.
Then they'll never
if we do what?
know. Chop them down? I said cut them down.
Cut them down.
Then we'll never know.
Okay, all right.
And you will never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn
There we go.
moon, or ask the
Grinning.
bobcat
There we
why
go.
he grins.
Come on.
We need to sing with all the voices of the mountains. Can you paint with all the
There we
colors
go.
of the wind?
There she is.
We can own the earth, and still all we'll own is earth until we can paint with all the colors of the wind.
There you go, Jessica. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
God. How did that start? The Sycamores?
Yeah.
You know what? I sing that song all the time.
Colors of the Wind?
Yeah, I've been playing it on the piano.
Oh, okay.
I've been singing. I have
thought
the
you were singing
words in
Wood.
front of me, and I still can't. It's an infliction.
Affliction?
Yep. This is what I do. I have the bass. I just miss the
Everything.
follow-through.
Everything. Like, I got the general gist of it.
What did I had a bad one the other week at home, and now I can't remember it. Anyway,
Weeping Willows.
Weeping Willows,
Sycamores.
trees. The other thing I learned from Taylor Swift's appearance on Jimmy Fallon, which I did listen to this morning, Ed Sheeran doesn't have a phone. Ed Sheeran doesn't have a working phone. Like, in order to get calls or texts from other people, he has to go through his team, because everyone was concerned that Ed Sheeran said he found out that Taylor and Travis got engaged on Instagram like the rest of us, and they're like, oh, are they not friends anymore? And then Taylor was like, no, he just doesn't have a phone. And I was going through my phone list of who I had texted in the last month, and I never text Ed because he doesn't have a phone. And so I went through all the people that I've texted, and then I realized a while later we forgot to call Ed. I want to not have a phone.
Oh, well.
What a life.
You're not
I'm
rich
not
enough,
built for it.
famous
I'm not
enough.
rich enough. I'm not
to-
built
to
for it.
not
I'm not
have one.
famous enough.
What do you mean you're not built for it? You're built to not have a phone, aren't you?
I'd get lost.
What do you mean?
Directions.
Oh, no. Somebody's driving you.
Oh, okay, then cool.
Yeah, you're built for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be so nice.
it would be.
Wouldn't it be great?
Yes.
All right. SNL season started in terms of what we're watching. I'm so behind on television. I have not watched the latest episode of Task. I'm behind on Gen V. I'm behind on some new Toni Collette Netflix show that multiple people have told me to watch. I'm behind on anything that's on television right now, SNL included. I did see the Bad Bunny clip telling people they have 4 months to learn Spanish, which I thought was quite funny. I did see Bowen Yang dressed up as Dobby, the house elf, going after J.K. Rowling, which was funny.
Did you see the
shirt?
the skit?
Yes.
Okay, that
Yes.
just superb.
What did you think of the episode as a whole?
Listen, we talk about SNL a couple of times a year, and sometimes it's for me and sometimes it's not. And when it's not, it is okay. It is fine. I'm not saying that they needed to change anything about that. I think it's important for us to realize that you don't have to be a part of every joke, every conversation, everything that is happening. That was a show that I think if you were of the Latin community, Latino, Latinx, it really resonated with you. There were a couple of things that I enjoyed. I enjoyed Weekend Update as always. I thought that the Dobby bit was really, really funny. My wife cackled, audibly shaking the couch at the bit about K-pop Demon Hunters. Loved that. That went straight over my head as well. There was a bit where they've got to be acting out some Spanish children's show that nobody in the audience laughed at and that I didn't get, but I have to assume if you grew up with that, you found it hilarious. But yeah, all in all, it was fine. Not for me. Did not realize they had 17 new members. A couple of them popped on screen. It was like, oh, okay. That is interesting. I thought the N-word bit on Weekend Update could have been a tad better, but it was fine.
Cam Patterson, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
He's had a Kane Brown meteoric rise.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he was on, what's it called? Kill Tony, which is like a stand-up comedy podcast.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people who he's very polarizing. You either love Cam Patterson, to what I understand, or really don't ride with him. I haven't followed him.
He seems like a adult version of Keenan. right? Like in comedy, right? Keenan's a grown ass man.
I was going to say, Keenan's been around for
forever.
45 years on
But
SNL.
like Keenan tells goofy jokes.
Okay.
This one feels like he wants to tell the raunchiest of raunchy jokes. So that it was fine. Thought it could have been better. All in all, it was all right. Doja Cat was out there performing.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll probably watch it at some point when we're working out this week, but not tonight because I'll be singing Sweet Caroline with all my friends at the Orpheum Theater. Are you watching anything else right now?
I finished this weekend. It was only 4 episodes, so I'm not going to pat myself on the back or proclaim this to be some great work of art. But I finished what's it called? Marvel Zombies, where
You said you couldn't watch it in one setting when you first started it.
Yeah, and we just plowed through it afterwards. After the wife knew what it was, we just Saturday, Sunday. Again, it was only 3 episodes left. Knocked it out. It was fine. It was good. It is. I enjoy those characters. So I enjoy Miss Marvel. I enjoy what's the Kate Bishop. Riri not so much, but I enjoyed them together. I think Marvel has come to the realization that, hey, just because this character does well TV-wise does not mean it does well movie-wise. So let's just keep the TV characters with the TV and then let the movies be and do what the movies are. And I think that realization has led them to try and find more ways to use some of these characters. This was in the works before the Marvels and some of the other stuff that Marvel has dabbled into. But I enjoy seeing them working together to try and solve a problem. I will also say I really do not like Wanda Maximoff. I used to nothing Wanda, and it was like, oh, Wanda's pretty cool. And then, but after WandaVision, and then her behavior in Doctor Strange Multiverse, and now this,
you're out.
Like, oh no, we got to get rid of Wanda. We've got to definitely do something about this mutant. We got to get her the hell up out of here because she is bugging. She is tripping. Oh my goodness. All in all, it was fine though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get you to your PIP meeting on time. Happy Tuesday,
No
everybody.
No need to.
Tomorrow will be another Grizzlies game day. I have to go do a Grizzlies weekly update.
Already?
We're back, baby. Wow. We're so back. Wow. I kept saying that yesterday. I was like, we're so back. And then I was like, we're so not. We are not back until the 22nd. That is when it is real. But yes, Grizzlies tomorrow will play the Celtics. We'll be back. We're going to have, I believe, a special guest early in the show. One of the actors from A Beautiful Noise is from Memphis. Went to high school here in Memphis, is from here, is back, and I believe they'll be joining us tomorrow as well, which will be very fun. So we will see you then. D'Angelo Williams will be here. He was at the Memphis game this past week, another one, Memphis-Tulsa. We'll get his take on where the Tigers stand getting into the AP poll, and we'll see what else we get into. We will see you then. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Bye.